it's Nana, Foxy Mama 365. We're back again with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm going to be doing season 7 and 8 together, kind of, but not much happened in 7, so 8 pretty much. And we are head over heels. Yes! I'm about to propose a toast. Propose a toast to Cynthia Bailey. That was such a beautiful, beautiful proposal. I literally had tears in my eyes, okay? I couldn't keep the tears away. I'm very happy for Cynthia, very excited at Mike. And it just felt like a real moment. It didn't feel pushed, it didn't feel forced. It was just a really happy, pleasant moment for Cynthia. And I'm happy that, you know, Mike came through and it seems like they're in a good place. His kids were there. They helped him pick out the ring, even though I think he had seen the ring before. And they went to help him, you know, check it out. Noelle was with the ring. And her mom was there. His family was there. Now, let's not go back again. You guys that keep defending Kenya, you keep defending the indefensible. Explain it to me how it can even be a little right for Kenya to do what she does. Just explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. I mean, how do you take someone else's moment, you know? I mean, I'm like, why, Kenya? Why? That was just such a bitchy thing to do. It was a mean thing to do. And forever, it will be remembered that you actually, you couldn't let Cynthia have her moment. Like 10 minutes, you just couldn't let Cynthia have her moment. You guys keep, saying, oh, maybe it was just an accident. Come on, that's not an accident. Because an accident is, oh, you get there and you see so many people and then you're like, oh, I think he might propose. That might be an accident. But Candy hinted at you and said, girl, I think it might be happening. Where are you? I think Mike is going to propose tonight. So obviously, obviously it couldn't have been a discussion with Cynthia, And then Candy's like, hey, what are you about to say? And you still go ahead and still say, I think Mike is going to propose if his family is here, your mom is here. Cynthia's like, if my mom, maybe, So obviously you've taken that shine away and you're going on and saying, oh, it wasn't meant to be. Cynthia kind of knew it was coming, so it wasn't a surprise. No. I mean, you guys, you guys let Kenya get away with a lot of stuff, but this, no, for me, it felt really bad to the extent that Candy pulls her to the side and Candy's like, girl, what are you doing? Candy's so mad. And I can feel the anger, kind of like, why would you do that? Why would you ruin another person's such a beautiful moment for someone else? It just didn't make any sense. And that's why when I tell you guys that Kenya is a conniving bitch. You guys keep saying, oh, no, just because you don't like. No, I don't just not like Kenya. But it's that Kenya gives you reasons to not like her. Sometimes you're thinking, okay, maybe she does something for the camera, but some things are just like way too far. Like this was way, way too far. To the extent that when Candy went and told Todd, because Candy needed to cool off, Candy told Todd. Todd was like, wait, were they fighting or did something go down with Kenya and Cynthia? No, nothing. This is her good girlfriend. This is her friend, her bestie. Her ride or die chick. No, I'm so over Kenya. Okay, you guys get a hold of her. Any which ways, Mike Hill proposes to Cynthia Bailey and it's such a beautiful moment. But before he does this though, Marlo comes through, she gets some food in and she also gives a card from Nene. And Nene is saying, yeah, she's unfortunate she can't be there, and she really hopes the best for Cynthia. And she wants, Cynthia is literally about to drop a tear or two. And Portia is like, girl, not over a cake and some cheese. No. No, girl. You guys need to talk way more. We're not doing this over cake and cheese, okay? We could have done this over snack hour at home, okay? You guys have way lot more to talk about. It's much more than this, No, you're not going to get Nene. You're not going to let, pretty much, Portia has had it with Nene and is not letting Nene, she's just not letting, until Nene maybe apologizes for all the stuff she's done. Nope. Anyway, tweet. Moving right along. We're moving on to, Marlo having a conversation with Cynthia, and this is just before, and Cynthia is saying, is Marlo the snake? At this point we're calling the snake gate, okay? And Marlo is kind of disappointed. Marlo is saying, why would you think that I would do that? I mean, when have you and I really sat down to talk? Maybe we spoke once in New York and you didn't bash her there. And in my mind I'm thinking, but I know when Havana came into Nini's house with Marlo, and Havana was saying that, yeah. So pretty much Havana was the one that said it, and she did say that, yeah, because Marlo asked her, like, did you have receipts of what Cynthia said? And she said, yeah, she had the receipt. So pretty much we do know who the snake is. So I don't know why Bravo is trying to pull this line, because they've already told us from the get-go that Havana said she had receipts on Cynthia. So I think Giovanna is I'm shady too. I think Giovanna is telling a lie. I really believe that she is the one that, you know, is causing all this whatever. And I don't think it's Marlo, because Marlo hasn't really been in close proximity with Cynthia, and Marlo is a little disappointed that they would think she would do that kind of a thing and record, you know. Any which ways, moving right along, Todd and the OLG gang and all his businesses. So at the moment, Todd is trying to open up an OLG breakfast place, and he's also trying to open up another OLG, I believe it is. And also, he's also trying to open an Ole G, which is like a Taco Tuesday kind of place that, you know, where they sell kind of tacos and stuff like that. And Candy's like wondering, he's kept this place over for like 6-7 months, and pretty much but they're paying rent on it obviously, but he's not utilizing the space. So that's money going down the drain, and he's going to need about 600 to almost 700,000 to renovate the place and all the other little businesses that they have to do. So Candy is saying, hey, there might be a recession coming. It's in the news. You know, I've seen a recession or two, and I know how that can affect a business. And Candy is totally right. You don't want to spread yourself too thin, so that if there is a recession, you know, you will still be able to, because usually in a recession, people don't really spend as much. People don't go out as much. People are not celebrating as much. So you want to be a little cautious, even though with eateries, you're sure that people will definitely eat, because people have to eat, right? And also, people are also giving you cash. So it's not like people are going to be owing you and all of that, which can hurt your business. So Todd is still like, yeah, let's keep going, let's keep investing, let's keep moving on. And Candy's like, yeah, but it's seeming like now all we talk about is business. You know, we don't really have any time for romance. And Todd is like, okay, girl, I see you. You want to go on a date? Okay, I'll take you out. And Candy's like, yeah. I like Todd and Candy, and I'm really happy that, you know, they are seeming to be, you know, a beautiful couple, that they understand each other, and they're not high, and they're actually showing us the dynamic of having a blended family with their kids all growing up together. So that's kind of really neat. I like that. Moving right along, Portia is giving Dennis a chance, but not yet getting at the cookie jar. Okay, the cookie jar is closed, according to Portia. That is, it's her family. She's gonna live with it, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Good luck to Portia. I'm happy that she's fighting for her family, because like I said previously, I mean, it might have been, you know, a bad mistake, you know. Hopefully they can get their family back. Hopefully Dennis has learned his lesson, and this is the last we're gonna ever hear of him stepping out of his family and all of that. Moving on, okay? Portia, get it together with Dennis, okay? Triple date. Awkward! This was the most awkward dinner I sat through. Literally, I look, and I wasn't even there with them, but it was so awkward seeing Kenya. So we have Kenya and Mark, Cynthia and Mike, and of course we have Candy and Todd. And first of all, the drive to the date is horrible. They get to fighting about Kenya being nosy, Kenya being a snitch, because Kenya said, yeah, she actually mentioned it to Cynthia that it might be a proposal. And Mike is like, yeah, Mark is like, you actually snitched on the guy, right? You know, yeah. And then of course they're talking about a speeding ticket and the Tesla car being able to be summoned. And then you can tell that these people are not friends. That's it. They are not friends. It was so awkward. Anyway, so we see Kenya saying that she's an alpha female, and Mark is also an alpha male, so none of them is going to back down for the other, and she's kind of passive in this her relationship. That's Kenya is. And I don't know, I just think that Mark has really just had enough time to go back to season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, she wasn't there, or 10. And she has been able to discover the kind of person Kenya is. That's just my thinking, right? And I think he's just over it. He's just over it. He's just like discovered that, okay. And I remember I went back and I watched a few other episodes from season 6, I think. And I remember Matt, her ex-boyfriend, saying Kenya is manipulative and conniving, kind of, that she's not authentic. She's not real. Any which ways, they now get to sitting down and they're having this conversation. Cynthia does bring up the fact that Kenya tried to ruin the surprise. Then Kenya walks in, so that conversation doesn't really hold on anymore. Now they get into talking about the prenup, and Candy thinks it's that kind of insurance for, having a prenup, and Mark says, nope, that if you mention prenup, I'm out. And Kenya is like, oh, but I brought it up and you said no, you didn't want to do it. And he's like, nope, you never brought it up. And so you see that I don't know whether they're not together, they're not listening to each other, or someone is telling a lie. And with regards to the prenup, I really do believe that Kenya must have, who knows, but I do believe that Kenya must have brought it up and Mark said no, he wasn't interested. And maybe she just got the feeling that that's the kind of person he is. Maybe in an easy conversation, he probably said no, not realizing that she was using that to kind of ask him the question. So he's seeming not to remember having that conversation. And he says if she had even brought it up, he would have been out, because she had to either be all in for him or, not at all. So of course they talk about the proposal, which is with regards to Mike Hill's proposal to Cynthia and how beautiful it was. And then Kenya is like, well, you ask Mark how his proposal went. And Mark is like, she surprised me. She came to New York. I wasn't expecting her. And I went and grabbed the ring and I said, yeah, it's official. Let's make it official. So I think they only did it for about 6 to 3 months, something like that, 3 to 6 months. And then they got married pretty much. So it was a very fast and rushed relationship. And I think they are now realizing that they are opposites. Because we see Candy asking, oh, what have you learned in the 2 years that you guys have been together? And he's saying, oh, I've just realized that we're totally different people, but opposites attract, which is the truth. Sometimes opposites do attract. However, he's saying that, well, he thinks that Kenya is really, really flashy and she's out there and all of that. And while he is more into like being real about the people in his life, his family, his friends, like people like them Todd and Candy, and of course we see Kenya getting a little upset, she's kind of like, okay, first of all, he didn't propose properly, it's just not looking too good. So then of course we now go back into the fact that he didn't go on his knees either, so it was kind of like not a very romantic proposal, and then they now go, so we now also see where Kenya trying to defend herself, and as she's trying to speak, Mark is also cutting in on her and saying, let me finish, respect the conversation, I'm talking, and it just felt so uncomfortable. I like, look, watching from my screen, I was so uncomfortable. I can only imagine how Candy, Cynthia and the other guys felt being sitting down there and watching this whole thing, unfold. Anyways, we see Kenya defending herself, saying she's a self-made woman, she's a self-made millionaire, and how, she has been a brand name since she was 17, and that being married was the best thing that happened to her. Oh, no. It was actually the second best to being Miss USA. What? And everybody's like, huh? That means, and that's okay in its own right. You can't take that away from her. She's a beautiful woman, but I think that sometimes being Miss USA kind of gets to her, such that she thinks she's all that. But I think Kenya needs to really, really spend time building herself character. That's what it is. Character on the inside. But this is just me saying this, It could just be that they just were not people that could understand each other, get along, whatever it is. Maybe they were too, opposite in their characters and all of that. But I see Kenya to be someone that is really superficial, which was what Mark was kind of trying to say. In other words, she's beautiful. She talked about the Bentley and all of that, being nice. She said, oh, but her home is paid for. And of course, Candy asks a very important question. And I like the fact that Candy is asking all these questions. She says, what if, you discover that she's not such a nice person and she's coming after Soko, which is Mark's restaurant in New York. And Mark is like, you can have it all. I don't care. You can have all of it. I built it from the scratch. I'll build it again. And I'm like, okay, if you feel that way, then why don't you sign a prenup? Just saying. Anyways, that's what he says. And then Todd is like, oh, no. Strike that out. I'm his counsel. Strike that out, okay? You know, but anyway, Mark seems like a confident guy, you know, and he's saying that pretty much Kenya is a very flashy person, and she's all about the Bentleys and maybe the Gucci's and all the other stuff, and he is more into being, you know, a homely person, you know, watching out for the kids and watching out for the family and friends and stuff like that. And then he now goes into talking about Nini and how, you know, people have said Nini is this, Nini is that, but as far as he's concerned, Nini didn't do anything wrong to him, and so because of that, he doesn't, you know, care what other people or Kenya says. And Kenya is like kind of surprised, like, oh, why would you be riding for Nini? You know that Nini and I are not in a good place. And Mark is like, when I met her, she did something that was very respectful, but she said, as soon as I met her, she said, oh, this is my husband, Greg. And he thought that that was a very respectful thing to do. I didn't really understand that, but for him, it was a big deal that she introduced. But I know when Kenya brought Mark to the group, I don't know, but I know she was like, this is my husband Mark, and I don't know. So but there's some, he's very big on the respect thing, and it's just sad to watch, only because we didn't ever see a good part of their relationship. This is all we are seeing, and this is just what, a year, 2 years. Kenya is trying to force out tears when she goes to see her attorney. She's really not crying, you know, and we see the other ladies too. Candy say, no, why are you going out and dogging your wife in front of people and not having her back? Of course, we also saw when Miss Quad tried to chime in during the Watch What Happens Now live with Andy and Kenya, and Miss Quad was trying to ask Kenya, well, how did you feel when your husband didn't have your back, bitch? And Kenya was like, I don't think you're the questioner. Andy, can you please ask the questions? Okay. It just felt so uncomfortable. I know a lot of people have dragged Mark, but I really think that we haven't really been afforded the opportunity to actually get to know Mark, to actually understand the kind of person he is. And I just think he's kind of seen that Kenya is empty, you know. And yeah, while she's beautiful on the outside, she's very smart and intelligent with the comebacks and all of that. But you know, it takes a lot more, you know. And that's still how I feel. Okay, Kenya has never given us the reason to really love her. You know, she's witty and, you know, interesting to watch and all of that. But I think Mike is just over it. Okay. Oh well, next week we're going to be in Toronto. Woohoo! Carnival! Yes! Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and share. Bye!